Welcome back to an episode of the PokeStop Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Zach Prod, joined by my amazing co-host, Thad Wayne. Thad, how you doing?
Zach, I cannot wait to get into this
You
episode.
know what? I think it's gonna be a
I'm
great
so
episode. A
excited.
lot of positivity, a lot of excitement. I think we're on board for here. I'm very excited. I can't think of anything that has happened in the last week that I have any reason to not be positive about. But it has been a little bit of an extended break for us again. I think we're claiming the title of most inconsistent podcast on the planet. And for a couple of white guys talking about a very niche topic, I think we're really hammering home the popularity. I think
Really
we're gonna be
knocking
the
this out
world's
the
biggest
park.
podcast in the next 7 million years. I think we're almost there.
We'll get there one day.
We'll get there one day. The Patreon will be here. We'll be doing the podcast in our underwear, but you won't see it. But you'll know it's happening.
I'll be screaming about the podcast into the void for sure. Stay tuned, folks.
Yeah, right. It'll be so fun. It'll be amazing. Um, I think honestly, we've just been lazy. I feel like we both have like I work from home, but you work retail, so like your days off are so weird. Um,
I mean, my days off are just jammed with literally everything I can possibly do, and
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
into
literally, like peek behind the curtain here. I'll text Dad on his day off, and I'm like, hey, I'm free after this time, and it's usually like whenever I get off, like whenever like I clock out from work, and you're like, okay, I just have 80,000 things I have to do first because I work retail, and when I'm not playing Pokemon, I have to do 80,000 things.
yeah. I mean, it just the nature of the beast.
Yeah, it is what it
If
is.
it didn't pay so well, it wouldn't be worth it. But here we are.
Yeah, yeah, that's totally fair. But we have had some pretty good events locally, at least for me. I did win the. I think we already. I believe. I'm trying to remember our last podcast. I believe we did talk about me winning the Full Grip Cup. Uh, I'm just saying I won. No big deal. It's fine.
It's
We
just
had
the
our stores. The store you're the owner of the league, and I help judge on occasions. We had our cup recently. I wanted to retain my title as champion of the League Cup, and thankfully for everyone, it didn't happen. I got kind of slammed. I don't know why. My decks just don't work in that building. Like I always just like I'm just like I love turbo decks. I love fast aggressive decks. And for whatever reason, like those decks just don't win if they don't set up. And I just don't set up at our league for whatever reason. Like I'll go anywhere else and just go on like the most insane runs of like we I was at a local playing Bolt into Guardy, which is a horrible matchup. Like just such a difficult matchup to win. Um, and I ended up winning off of I sodded onto a Bolt, and I had to hit Prime Catcher with no Ogerpon and no Owl on board. So I was relying off the three Sada draws, and I had like 30 cards still in deck. I was just somehow stringing together knockout after knockout the entire game. I owned it at two. He almost me into like Nest Ball Sada. I
it's
Sada,
so insane.
and the third card is the Prime Catcher. Like it was the most absurd thing ever. So like
You
that
just get.
was
I think you just wear out all your luck at those things.
I think
I
so
like
too.
everything
And like that's just
other than
like
that out of sword.
it's almost just become a meme locally. Like, wow, Zach Prof found the one card they needed to find at the exact perfect moment. Yeah, that's just day ends in Y, fork found in kitchen, water is wet, ice cream is cold. It seems crazy, but like I don't know. I'd rather be lucky than good.
What?
What?
I mean, I think you. I mean, if that's the saying, go for it.
Honestly, I think I would rather be lucky than good. I'll die on that hill. Like I think there's a
I
lot.
mean,
I think there's a lot of perceived luck that is actually just like skill expression you don't realize, right? Like I think people watch people like, and I'm not comparing myself to like
oh,
Henry Chow, but like people see like Henry Chow in a regional stream, like wow he restarted for two and hit the exact two cards he had to find, but like that was sequencing, that was thinning, that was preparing for this moment, and like understanding my outs So I think a lot of times like there's perceived luck and there's just like yeah, you just hit the nuts there and there's just like nothing I can do in that situation if they just have it, you know.
Yeah, there was a quote I was thinking of that you reminded me of, and it's luck is what the luck is preparation meeting opportunity or something like that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think
It's
that's
just
the gist of it. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, no, I mean good for the runs. I mean you're out here just getting to every cup you possibly can in this
It is
whatever standard
luck is
climate
what
that we're in right now.
happens when preparation meets opportunity.
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah, you were honestly you were very close. I don't know who
It's
this guy
about something.
is, but Brian Tracy said, "Luck is predictable. The harder you work, the luckier you get." I
Mm,
like that. I think that's actually spitting.
that's a, that's a good one. It's fire. Fire. Got Kendrick Lamar on the bars here.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. I really hope they're not like a terrible human being. They probably are.
Nah.
Just like knowing they're a prominent person on the internet, I'm just gonna assume they're terrible.
Wait, you don't know who Kendrick Lamar is?
No, Brian Tracy.
Oh. I was like, wait, you don't know who Kendrick Lamar is? That's nuts.
Apparently he's some kind of motivational speaker from Canada. Okay, I don't know.
Anyway, back to Pokemon.
Yeah. Back to me not squirrel momenting about some guy from Canada. I don't know. Yeah, but it's been pretty. I actually, I'm very ready for rotation, but I've also enjoyed. I've just enjoyed playing Pokemon. Honestly, I was kind of in like a weird like hiatus for a few months, and I feel like I'm kind of like I'm back off of that and back like on like the grind and like really like I've been putting in a lot of time with live lately, which is something I almost never do. I'm at like almost 1600, which for me like I usually just don't play that much live. And
Yeah,
I'm
that is
still
odd for you
not
to play
playing
that
that
much
much
live.
live. I think I'm just like I've been playing a lot of Bolt on live as well, which I feel like right now is actually a really good deck. Just because like there's a lot of it's just not the it's really good because I think it's because it's not the perceived best turbo deck. So people are like way more concerned with like Goldengo. So like Bolt can kind of just like slide under the radar and kind of go like unchecked,
Yeah,
which
you
is
don't
really
have
cool.
like you don't have that target on your back.
Yeah, for sure. That like your Dango has had for the last what 3 formats.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah,
I
like I
mean,
mean, since
what
Mega
since
Evolution,
Mega at
everyone knew.
least.
Yeah, we knew what Dango was gonna be. We knew Dango was gonna be a super oppressive, annoying deck to deal with, and like I think the meta has adapted as such to where it's
Yeah, and
just like not that good.
I mean, like it's just at a point where like the I don't know. It's hard to say because like the meta doesn't seem like that bad right now in general. How like dot however like it's so played out at this point. Like I'm so
Yeah,
tired of it.
I
So
agree with
I'm
that.
excited to move on.
Yeah, I'm excited for post rotation. We did get a new look at next quarter's playmats. I'm putting up on the screen right now. It is actually, I'm gonna be honest. I think it's one of the best playmats we've had since like
I mean,
it's not pack
since Sun
art.
and Moon.
Like it's not pack art. Like that's I don't know why that is so. I don't know why that's such a crazy thing to want. But yeah, we have the new playmat. It's really cool for those listening on audio. It's kind of like the like a cityscape background, and there's Mega Lucario, Mega Gardevoir, Mega Camerupt way in the back, Mega Kangaskhan, Mega Absol, Dad's favorite tattoo. Also, um, it's just really cool. I think it's just a good looking playmat. Honestly, like I think it's not trying to do too much. It just looks really cool, and I think it's going to be a really cool playmat to have. I don't love the back champion because there's like the normal. very bold, pronounced champion, and then there's like behind it like a shadow champion, if that makes any sense. I kind of wish the main champion was just bigger and there just wasn't a back like one behind it.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, a
It,
very clean map. I do wish we would go back to the Sun and Moon of like it just being its own art thing.
yeah, like
I
its own
thought those mats were so
distinguished,
cool.
like,
Yeah, like it was the main Pokemon from the sets, but they were its own art. I think that would be
yeah.
so cool because those playmats, even like the regional playmats and like the cup playmats as well, they were all just so clean and so cool. Like it was just very nice, and I really liked it. I miss it. I think Sun and Moon Pokemon was like peak for me as far as just like the support locals got. Like you used to get, and we used to not have play packs or prize packs or whatever. You would get like you would get like leagues would get sent promos to give out to like league attendees, and then you also had cup promos that had like the little league cup stamp in there. And honestly, some of the more expensive cards uh, from that era, there's like the pink Pokegear that like I think now is like $25 a piece, and like you would get one just for entering your cup. Like when you entered, you'd get the promo. Like they would just give it to you right there. Uh,
I mean, back in your day, old man.
yeah, back in my day, back when men were men and we played Pokemon like grown-ups. Yeah, like I mean, it was just, I really liked it. I thought it was just really fun.
No, I
And you
agree.
also
I
got
think,
staff stamp promos as well, which were like double. But yeah, the regular player stamped Pokegears are like $25, which is
damn, it's actually kind of crazy.
crazy. Yeah. But I
Yeah,
don't know.
I
I kind
mean,
of wish we could do both. Like give us the promos and like give us like League Cup promos in addition to the prize packs. Because I do like prize packs more than like regular league promos. Because the regular league promos were always like very mid.
yeah, very generic.
Yeah, just like not good cards usually. Like I don't know. At least with prize packs, there's some kind of like you're still ripping packs. Like you still have like that kind of like excitement.
Dopamine hit of like, yeah,
Yeah, for sure. You still got like the dopamine hit of like ripping packs and like if you hit that like like when I think it was Series 7 had like all the evolution stuff. Like hitting an evolution felt really good. Hitting a Fez, hitting the Mew, hitting Zard in the older packs was just so cool. I kind of wish we had that. You also had for league challenges, they had like first, second, third, fourth promos. So if you won, you
yeah.
got like a promo that said first place, and there was like the league challenge stamp on there as well. That was really cool. And those are also like some like there's like some that are very good in GLC, and those promos they fetch a decent chunk
Oh, yeah.
because it's like there were no illustrator rares, so this was like the highest bling of these like common uncommon cards.
Which was like honestly a godsend.
Yeah, it would be really cool to have those back, but life goes on.
Well,
Um,
here we are.
Here we are. But talking about moving on, that's our post rotation, first post rotation cup mats we're going to be seeing coming out here in just a few weeks. We're almost there, Thad. We're almost there for post rotation. This will be our
Zach.
second to last episode in. This will actually probably be our last episode that comes out before we're both playing in the Full Grip Games 3K, the Perfect Order 3K tournament coming up next weekend. I think it's standard is on the 28th, GLC on the 29th. So that's pretty cool. What were we
Yeah,
saying?
and I mean, just wanted to throw in there, since you've been going and doing all these like fun local tournaments and such, have to say I've been out here grinding pre-releases.
You have been. You've been farming pre-releases, and I've been avoiding pre-releases. You've been going to them. I've been dodging them. Between the two of
You're
us,
like, oh,
wow, so exciting.
great times.
I mean, I think we cracked pre-release format though. I think when those become the officially supported regional formats, we're gonna be ready to go.
I mean, I did go on stream and win my 3-0 game against the Franz Steiger, so
The Franz Steiger, you know, a staple of the Akron, Ohio Pokemon scene. I, however, got slammed on stream round one. Um, I got absolutely bodied in a Doublade mirror. That was super fun. Very excited about that. That was the most fun you can have.
I just got the absolute nuts. I pulled a Mega Starmie in a Staryu,
I
so
had a really bad start and kind of just like said like fuck it, like let's just go all in on like this knockout and just hopefully he has no response. He had a response, yeah, and then
mm,
it
the
was
fuck
just
a wee
like
ball approach did not work.
yeah, like I mean that's really all I had. I had like nothing. I had no supporter in hand, and I was kind of just
Nothing to
like
do. Yeah,
yeah, like we were kind of like we can play it safe and hopefully hit our no disruption card in the like my only disruption card in the deck I had. I cut the judge because I just didn't think it was going to be that relevant because I feel like in in like a constructed format when you don't have a ton of ways for you to draw out of your own judge, I was like I feel like judge is going to brick me like as much as it
I mean
bricks
it's
them,
that's definitely valid.
you know. So I was just kind of like I did run the energy scooper spinner, I don't know, whatever the one that was like
Swatter.
swatter, yeah, the energy swatter, because I do think also like especially with like a lot of the doublades, like the ignition energy is just so important. So if you can like energy
Yeah,
swatter the early triple acceleration energy, which did happen to me round three of that pre-release, I got like I had a broken
damn.
hand and they energy swattered my only triple acceleration energy in my hand, and other than that, I had like the Hone Edge active, I had Doublade, Lily, and the Doughblade. So I was like, cool, we're gonna set this up. We're gonna have our attacker ready to go, and then we're gonna Lily into at least two of the swords, and we're gonna be cooking. But it didn't happen that way.
Turns out you got cooked.
I in fact got cooked. But in our post-fiction format, I wanted to look at kind of what kind of like what decks we're kind of expecting to do well. Kind of give our thoughts on those decks. And I think next week we'll probably do more of like an official tier list. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna break down the kind of like I think we'll just start with like the big ones first. Lucar, what do you think about Dragapult?
What do I think about Dragapult? It's funny that you mentioned this. I did have a conversation tonight about Dragapult, and I think that Dragapult is actually in a very it's obviously like whatever the top tier is going to be. It's A S,
Sure,
you know,
tier one.
whatever your top tier is going, yeah, tier 1. However you're going to label that. It's definitely going to be up there. My first concern is like the straight up Pulse the move, or is it going to be the Dustmore Pulse? How many rare candies are we playing? I think those are all really serious factors that like are going to be. It's going to determine sort of like the power of the deck.
Sure.
Um, but I think the Dusk Pulse is going to be the better way to play it. I could be wrong.
I think Dusknoir is really strong. I think that card is just. I think until Dusknoir rotates, which that's gonna be a crazy rotation. We're gonna lose Fez. Just in that set, we have Fez, Night Stretcher, and the Dusknoir line. And I think Monkey Dory
It's
as
going to
well.
be
Like that's actually like for a special set, that might be like S tier special set as far as like just the amount of things that were in there.
yeah. I mean, I think we're going to see a really big um power level dampen, once we hit the next rotation, but like we're way far away from that.
Yeah,
So
we are 12 months from there, but yeah, that's gonna be. I think Dusknoir is just the way to play that deck. I am really excited to see how people play Pult because like obviously you can't really. I think Monkey still is really good. especially if you're in a format where there's not a lot of OCOs and you're able to like sustain a shot
Yeah.
to like your Dragapult and like being able to like monkey damage and like set up knockouts. I mean, that deck is so good at just like setting up like the 4, 5, 6 prize turn and just like not giving you access to things like Pheasantipity. Um, I want to say counter catcher, but that's not even a thing anymore. Unfair stamp, being able to like control when you knock something out, so they can't unfair stamp until like your deck is so thin and you have so many Dracloaks online, it doesn't really matter. I think that deck is really strong. I think the
Yeah, I
other,
think it's
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, go for it. Oh. I think that it's really, like I said, just gonna kind of it's gonna come down to, do we focus more on the monkey or do we focus more on the pulse? Do we believe we're gonna just be getting Oko the entire time, or can we sit behind Badu? I think
Yeah,
that's really gonna it's gonna come down to.
I agree.
But otherwise, top tier.
Yeah, for sure. Up next we have Lucario. I think Lucario is getting a lot of disrespect right now. That I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's warranted. I think that it catches a lot of strays from like people teching for Pult with like the Lily's Clefairy kind of engines. Um,
Yeah.
I think that deck is just getting a lot of hate right now.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it's getting a lot of like unnecessary hate. And like, I just don't see a world in which like that deck is ever bad.
Yeah, it just seems really strong. Like even
So
in like the pre-rotation world, like that deck only really loses to like Dango and Guardy, and they're both gone. So like it really opens up a really good window for Lucario to kind of have a nice hold in this meta. And like I feel like the main argument I hear against Lucario is it didn't do good in Japan. And my argument will always be Japan is not us. Like we're just not like it
yeah,
just feels like we're playing a different game than them. Like
for the most part, we are.
I mean, remember when For Alligator won a Champions League and then it never did anything over here? Like at all. And everyone was like, "Oh my god, it's For Alligator everywhere." And then it was like people started playing with the deck and they were like, "Oh, this is not good." Like
Yeah,
there's
I don't
just
think it was
you just don't
ever.
lock anything. So like I don't know. I just take Japan results with such a grain of salt. I think Japan decks are like you start there, you don't end there.
Yeah. Well, because they're sort of like just building the structure for the format, and then we do all like the West, so to speak, is like the ones like figuring it out and
Yeah.
solving.
I think it's also like we also play a much different format than them. Like they have the best of one, we have best of three. So like that makes the tie is a double loss. Ties aren't double losses over here. Like I think the game fundamentally plays differently, whether you like it or like whether you think it's a better format or a worse format. It just plays differently, and it requires deck building to be done in a different way.
Yeah, they also play shorter formats than us. You also have to remember that
Yeah, they have
they get like a new set like every month.
yeah. So that's also a really good point. So yeah, it's just a way different. It's a different game than what they're playing over there. But up next we have. I'm just gonna loop in like grass box decks together, whether that's like a Mega Venusaur, Arboliva, the new Mega Meganium, like however you want to break that down. I
Yeah,
think these decks are missing something, and I don't know what that something is.
they're missing a really good basic attacker that isn't a two prizer.
That's fair.
I mean,
Wasn't
I just think that that's what it comes down to.
yeah, just like a really like Drifloon esque attacker,
Yeah,
or just like something that synergizes really well as a one prizer and can just hit like the massive numbers you need to hit. I agree. I think also depending on what's good, it could be a really good counter to like if like Absol's really good, if Sharpedo's able to find a good spot in this meta. I think depending on what it is, like grass decks could be in a really good spot.
yeah. They have a
There,
lot of tools. They have a lot of access to things.
yeah, for sure. There is the Phantasmal Flames Genesect. That's a, it's,
Yeah, but dude,
it's
that takes so
Screamtail.
much energy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, The multiplier was it's 20, right? Instead
Yeah,
of
20
not 30.
times for each grass energy attached to you. So like,
If it was 30 instead of 20, it would be that makes such a big difference.
yeah, it's also just like not relevant in the early game because like you have to have Meganium online for this to be relevant,
Yeah.
and like that's not happening before turn three probably. Like if you're really popping off, you can get
No.
a turn two, but like I don't think that's something you rely on.
That's definitely not consistently happening to you.
Yeah, it definitely just feels
And if
like
it is, I'm
the
calling a judge.
game winning it. Yeah, I mean it's crazy. Yeah, but I think it just needs something else. If it was 20 times the energy attached to all of your Pokemon, we'd be having a way different conversation, I think.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Yeah, but I kind of agree. Up next, I'm gonna give you the deck, and I'm gonna let you spit because if I say anything positive about this deck, everyone's gonna call me like a Bolt Glazer. Raging Bolt EX. Tell everyone how bad this deck
I
is. That
Low key, this deck might be the best deck in format going forward. I think it's such on the low right now because like it definitely loses like it loses the spice of Sada, like the extra like the draw. Um like not having that additional like dig into the deck, you're definitely way more reliant on the owls and having to play Crispin sort of like every turn kind of sucks.
yeah,
But you have such a variety of attackers. It's like it is just Terra Box. It like just don't think of it as
it's
Raging
Terra
Bolts, but
Box.
like a Terra Box deck that has the option to basically knock out anything in the active spot. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I think the deck is really good. I think it has such good potential. Um, you don't inherently take a bad matchup to Raging Bolts or to Dragapults.
yeah. I think the
So
Baby Bolt
like,
just farms. I mean, like especially
yeah,
like the all the time I've
no
played
counter
with
catcher
it.
sucks.
Yeah, no counter catch is great for you. Like they're not gonna really be able to stall a Noctowl, and they also like there's a lot less disruption, right? So like if you establish a good board, an unfair stamp does not really hurt you as much as other decks.
Yeah,
Especially
you're
with
just
like
like,
Pokapad and format, I think Pokapad made Owl decks much better, just because you
yeah,
had an extra out to what's the card Noctowl. You just have like an extra out to
yeah.
Noctowl that doesn't require you to have two extra cards. I think the main thing this deck did lose though, you lose Vessel, you lose Sada, obviously. You also lost Nest Ball. So you're definitely got to
Which
like
is kind of a
ramp
big
up.
hit.
Yeah, it is, but it's also like everyone took that hit, and I don't know if that's something you took more than everyone else. If that makes sense.
I will say, arguably, there's like an argument to be had to play something like a Cyrano in the deck, just like a one of.
I don't hate the idea.
Like on paper, it doesn't seem bad. Like you need to get your Terra, you need to set the board up, and like
Yeah, like you can grab like an Ogerpon, a Bolt, and like a Flex EX, like whether it's like
Latias,
Latias,
Fez.
Fez, yeah, a lot of
It's
options.
not bad. It's not bad. I
Could
don't know if
also
it's
be like a
good, but it's not
Clefairy
bad. Yeah,
as like your counter if you know you're gonna like want to have a Glass Trumpet target. You have Terapagos. If you're running that
yeah,
card in the deck, like, is it to hand? Is Serrano to hand?
yep. Serrano's to hand.
So leaves could also be an option.
Yeah,
I don't hate it. Plus you can just like Noctowl for it.
I mean, arguably, you're using the Serrano to get the Terra you need.
Sure.
But there's also there's also like okay, I need
Yeah,
another
but it could
like
just be like a really good like setup, mid-game setup supporters for like, okay, I have my knockout this turn, but I need to think about next turn. Like I haven't been stamped yet. I'm at like 5 prizes. I'm gonna go to 3. Like let me. I have my baby bolt
prepare.
active that's gonna snipe something. I'm gonna go to 4. I'm probably getting stamped. So let me set up for next turn. Right. Let me get a second ogre
Yeah.
pawn. Let me get a bolt. Maybe let me get a Fez. Let me just set up more stuff for like the preemptive stamp. So it'll be
Yeah,
interesting to see.
brace for that impact.
Yeah, for sure. Up next, our first one prize deck we'll be talking about is the Team Rocket Honchkrow. Um,
Mm.
I don't know how I feel about this deck because a third of your deck is supporters. Like your deck revolving around supporters, I don't love.
Seems wildly inconsistent.
Yeah, and like I will agree the Team Rocket supporters are probably the best supporters in format, but the Team Rocket's Pokemon are like the worst Pokemon in format. So it's kind of like the worst of both worlds, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I I'm not a believer, but I could see this being good.
I think that it's definitely the better of the one prize decks, and I'm sure we'll talk about that in a minute as to why. Um, but I think that like you can hit for big numbers. You kind of can flex from the Honchkrow into the Porygon.
Yeah.
You kind of cross that threshold like three-fourths of the way through. Um, doesn't seem bad. I just know it's not bad.
Yeah, and I mean like especially with like the Articuno, it kind of helps you into Pult because then they can't set up their next knockout. They're only taking one. I but also like then also like am I setting up two Articunos in case they like Dusknoir one? Like I don't know, that just doesn't feel that great. Also like a good stamp will obliterate you. Like you
Oh
imagine you
yeah.
get stamped into like two archers or not archer protons or like
No, the worst would be like getting stamped and you like draw into like Ignition and Honchkrow with no
yeah yeah
Murkrows
yeah
on
yeah yeah
bench.
yeah, yeah. Or like there's just so many bad combinations here. What if you just hit two energy? Yeah, what if you hit like an Articuno and a Rocket's energy? Like there's just
Great.
too
I'm not
many.
attacking.
Yeah, there's too many combinations. There's too high likelihood of those combinations, and you don't have any way to draw out of it. Because like
Yeah.
you don't want to play Fez, because then that limits your impact of Ariana. Like it's you can't Giovanni if they like strand the Fez. Like it just
Yeah, you're kind
sucks.
of cooked. Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll have to see. I think that deck could be good. You need to
I
have
think
a
it is
good luck
good. I
streak.
just
You need to have a luck streak, which I feel like is also true with any deck.
no, I'll stand on 10 toes down saying that it's good.
That's fair. Yeah, I think it's got legs for sure. I won't die
Yeah.
on it's just terrible hill for sure. Um, but up next, the other one prize deck we have Alakazam, which
Mm.
I'm I, I'm not a believer. I don't think we're as good as we think we are.
I don't think there's a world in which that deck does not just get absolutely bodied by Dragapult.
Yeah, I think Pult farms you. A good Lucario or a good fighting deck will just play like if they're that worried, they'll just play four uh, Mighty. Is that what it is? Mighty energy, Rocky. The
I
new
just had
fighting
it right in front of
energies.
me. Why did you do this to me? I have
I
to
think
know
it's
now.
Rocky. I believe it's Rocky energy. I was looking at it earlier today because I pulled some out of a pre-release kit.
It is Rocky. It is
Yeah,
Rocky.
Rocky fighting energy. Yeah, so like that kind of just like bodies you as well as Dragapult. So like you're losing to the perceived top two decks. Like I I don't know, man. I'm just not seeing the vision there.
Yeah, that does not seem good.
I do agree with you. I think Team Rocket is just the better one prize deck, which I think also will still lose to Dragapult.
I definitely think it has a worse, like Alakazam definitely has a worse Dragapult matchup. Um, but I don't think Hantro loses like well, Hantro doesn't lose worse.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, I also just realized something.
Hmm.
Um, you can low key just farm Alakazam as Team Rocket.
Yeah, you just put an Articuno active and say pass.
Yeah, you just Articuno and pass. That's actually
Yeah,
hilarious.
you just don't even play the game. You just put down an Articuno, move it to the active spot, and say,
Yeah, you just put down two Articuno. You just put down a singular Articuno,
yeah,
and then use a Rosicum
you,
when they're at like 4 cards, and then you play the game.
yep. You wait for them to draw through that because like they don't really have any other viable. I mean, they can attack with the Dunsparce.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I
Can they
mean,
even? Like, yeah, like at that point, I'll just cool.
okay, I'll knock out your Dunsparce.
Oh, you know what's
I'll
even
have a hunch.
funnier? You just Murkrow it. You torment Murkrow,
Oh my god.
and then they have to keep drawing. But then they have to keep drawing at that point. At which point you just do like I just don't think I don't know how you win that.
You literally can't. It's so
That's actually
impossible. That's actually
hilarious. I was just thinking about that for the Pult matchup, and I
what a
was like,
fun
wait, is
interaction.
that bench or total? And I was like, oh my god, it's total.
Yeah, no, it's so funny.
That's funny.
What a fun world.
What a time to be alive, as they say. I think also you just
So
win
we
on
can,
like you can also just like one prize them back and forth.
yeah.
I think you're able to
Well,
rebuild much better than they are.
you're also hitting for weakness as Honchkrow, so you don't need to even discard that many.
Oh yeah, you can just discard one and do 120.
Yeah,
That seems
or
pretty good.
yeah,
I mean, two, you're killing an Alakazam. Yeah, that
3.
seems. No, two's doing 120 times two.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, yeah, we're good.
Sorry, it took
I
me a
know how to
second to catch up
multiply. I
there.
just can't add.
Yeah.
My multiplication's on point. The plus,
Dang,
you turn that X sideways, and I get real confused though. It's fine.
we know.
What do you think about Grim? You think Grim has legs?
Bad, so bad. Don't even
Yeah.
consider it. If you're thinking about it, you thought too hard. Stop thinking that much. Grim
Okay.
is so bad. They're like losing the TM evolution, losing Arvin, losing
Oh
countercatcher. Those
yeah,
are
you lost the TMs and Arvin.
yeah, like
Oof.
you're not devolving anybody, so the
Yeah.
spreading isn't really doing anything or going anywhere.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
losing those tools are just it's cooked. You're fried.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Stop
pretty rough.
thinking. Yeah,
I was just looking through like
there's no coming back.
the the Champions League stuff, like the top 32, and just being like, is this good? Is that good? Um, what do we think about Zoroark? I feel like that deck is actually going to become a nuisance.
Zoroark has the potential to be really annoying because it can just draw so many cards on board.
And now it actually has like a
And
good nuke in the Zekrom.
yeah, I mean, you do kind of you can be really good into a deck like some of the turbo decks. We're not even gonna really talk about it, but like I guess if people want to play Ceruledge, Edge, maybe you have a better time into that. Um, and then
I don't even know if you
maybe
do
not.
into like Ceruledge because they just like
Ceruledge Edge is actually a bad matchup.
they just Pecharunt in the Zoroark, swing for 250, throw in a Binding Mochi. That's 290.
Yeah,
And then if you don't pop off, they just Flame Body Cannon. Also, the Darmanitan can just obliterate you with the 30 times for each energy in your discard pile.
yeah. I was gonna say the
You're throwing
Darmanitan's
9 away
actually
on turn one. So
yeah.
there's my 270. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know if that's. I think Zoroark just has a good turbo matchup. And as like the turbo player, you're just trying to find a way to like find out how they're gonna brick and try and create that opening and abuse it.
Yeah, I agree.
Which it might be, honestly, it might be if there's a way to like take away all the Zoroarks and then stamp, that might just be your route against that deck. Because if they don't have like Zoroarks, I just don't know how they play the game, especially into like a
They
stamp.
don't.
Yeah, like it's just their likelihood of bricking at that point is just so high. Last deck I want to talk about, everyone's favorite deck, especially me, Crustle.
Do we care
I
about Crustle?
I think it's dead. I think it's DED dead. I think
No
there's
counter catcher.
no
No
counter.
Iona.
Yeah, like I don't know. I'm just not that concerned about it. It
Yeah,
did get top 8 at the Champions League, which I'm just not
sure.
I'm not a believer in it, honestly. I think Crustle
The problem.
I think Waldex
No
just
Luckscape.
beat really good they live on playing into a really good matchup and bad players. And like
Yep.
when no one's ready for it and people have like cut their like wall techs, then they farm. But if people are ready for you at all, you just have a terrible time.
Yeah. So there was this deck that won a Champions League a while ago. It's called Fraligator.
Oh really? What did it do? Was it like super aggro? Like big damage
No,
output?
so it like walled out your opponent from playing
Oh,
the game. It
that's
was
fun.
so cool.
That sounds really fun, honestly.
It was incredible. You should have been there.
I think I was, and I just forcibly purged it from my brain.
Well, get in, loser.
Very good. Thad, I want to shift gears a little bit here because we've had some information and that has come down the timeline in the past few weeks that I want to talk about. And
Let's
this
hear
is
it, Zach.
everyone's favorite segment. Stupid shit Gaming Gen has done that has made Zach crash out. And I know everyone's looking forward to it. Um, so this past week we had um, I guess a memo, maybe,
Yeah.
that came out from a professor who basically said, I'm just going to read it verbatim here. Houston's organizers sent out a memo saying that the PokePad Perfect Origin would be legal for the tournament, which contradicts TPCI's legality rules. Staff was allowed to confirm that PokePad Perfect Order was legal for play if asked, but not allowed to disclose the reason why. This obviously didn't sit well with TPCI, and now the organizer is asking staff to delete all social media posts and blaming them for talking about it at all, even though they were initially permitted to. As it stands currently, unless TPCI makes an official announcement permitting this card, if it's allowed to be played at Houston, it is in direct violation of TPCI's wishes. Just want to clarify that I am not intending this post to be a statement about whether the card should be legal or how, slash whether it should be penalized if it's found during a deck check. That's something that can only be answered by actual event staff, which I am not. Um, I'm in shock, personally,
Yikes.
that Gaming Gen found a way to fumble the most basic things.
You know, another day, another dollar for them.
Yeah, Dan's and why. Water is wet, fork found in kitchen, ice cream is cold. I know
Who
we're all
who
in
knew?
shock. Yeah, I mean this is ridiculously idiotic from Gaming Gen. I it's
It's just
just like
dumb.
one thing after another. And like I've been working on a spreadsheet of every regional things that have been either directly or indirectly wrong with the event that Gaming Gen should have stopped from happening. And it is pretty funny how like every event they run, something terrible, like something ridiculous has happened. It's it's honestly crazy.
I mean, who knew Gaming Gen could be so bad at what they do?
Anyone who has ever attended a Gaming Gen event,
Ooh,
gonna go ahead
so
and
so thousands of people are affected by this.
pretty much. I think actually the
Phenomenal.
only one so far has been Seattle. I don't think there were any issues in Seattle. So
Nah, maybe not.
Seattle was pretty clean. So that is the only one.
So 2/3 of the way through the season, they figured it out.
So on their fifth one this year, their fifth of nine, they have had a way to do it. I don't think. I think there will be an issue with of the remaining four. Three of them there will be issues with that are either already known or will be known soon. Houston obviously has the PokePad issues. There's Orlando, which was scheduled the weekend of Easter. Fun fact: people see their families on Easter sometimes,
Ooh,
especially when you're a
that's
game
crazy.
that is has a lot of children and a lot of families playing. That is kind of brain dead. And then also the Indianapolis Regionals. That is the same weekend as the Indianapolis 500, which I'm pretty sure is the same weekend every year. So that is something you would have known. Like these are not like
Yeah,
things
that
that were scheduled after you scheduled yours. These are known things.
like the world knows about the Indianapolis 500 happening.
Yeah, I actually played D&D with someone who is from Indiana, and I was like, "Hey, how busy do you think it's gonna be the weekend of the Indy 500? Like, I have a regional that weekend." And she laughed. She started cracking up, and I was like, "Cool, good thing I already booked my hotel."
Thank God.
Like, it's gonna be crazy. So if you're planning on attending Indy, and you haven't already booked your lodging, you need to get on that like now. Like, you need to finish
Yeah, that
watching this episode, like, subscribe, comment your favorite thing, and then go book a room for Indy because it's gonna get really bad. Honestly, I think it's gonna be very very bad. So I'm also recommending, if you can, getting lodging near the venue just to alleviate the guaranteed massacre that's gonna be on Saturday morning.
yeah, for the love of everything, please
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
start looking into this now.
We also had an announcement that I think everyone had an opinion on, that came out on Monday. Um, Pokemon has made the incredible decision that as a hobby, we need a determined um, off season, and I think this is an incredibly terrible decision that will be terrible. That will just
Always be
never,
terrible.
like, it's just atrocious. Like, I don't even know. Um, I don't even know how to like describe how dumb I think this is. You know what I mean?
I just don't think that there's an elegant way to describe how dumb this is.
Like, it's idiotic. Like, and I think the main argument I hear is like the the pro slash like very successful player who's like, well, like I want to break during the summer, so like from my world's grind. And I'm gonna be honest, the thousand-ish people, not even that many in that camp, I don't really care about y'all. Like, I'm just gonna keep it a buck. You know what I mean? I think you guys are going to either play or not play, irregardless. And I don't think this forced break of no cups is going to change anything in the way you prepare for a season. You know what I mean? Like, I would love to meet the person who didn't get the Worlds invite because they didn't have max locals. You know,
Yeah, I think you're gonna be hard pressed to find that person.
I think there's maybe three on the planet, and I'm not in the business of changing the format of a season for three people versus making it harder for tens of thousands of people to play Pokemon in the summer. Especially if you're like a student, if you're someone like if you're like a teacher, if you're like it's easier to travel in the summer than it is in like the winter or the spring. Like it's more of a tourist season at that point. So it kind of sucks, especially when like a lot of these regionals are like in the north, in like cold regions. Like I would rather be in like just taking North America. I'd rather be in Pittsburgh in the summer. I'd rather be in Milwaukee in the summer. I'd rather be in Portland in the summer. Um,
I mean,
you know,
it just sounds like it doesn't sound like you want to have fun.
yeah, I don't actually. I hate fun. I want to never have fun. I'm just like, why are we forcing an off season for a hobby? Like this isn't your job, right? This isn't my job. This isn't Thad's job. This isn't 99% of people's jobs. Like this is a hobby. So why are we forcing you to not be able to do whatever you want with said hobby? Like I don't get it. Like then there's like not really any guidance as to why they made this decision.
I
Like we
mean,
already
the
don't have
guidance.
majors between like NAIC and Worlds. Like so you could have just not said anything, like, and it would have been fine, and just been like, make like an internal guidance of like, hey, like we're making it a for sure thing. We're not gonna allow any regionals or any majors to be scheduled, between uh, the end of NAIC and September 1st, and that would have changed nothing.
No, I think so.
So like, I don't know. It's just so frustrating, and like I've been screaming about this at like locals for the past like 24 hours, and I'm just so I don't understand it. And no one has. I've had people like play like devil's advocate just to like try and help me see the other side of the argument, and I just don't see it. Like I'm just like I don't care about like the pro player. Like I don't know. Like y'all have. I don't know. I just think that's such a small minority in the community. I'm just like sometimes you just gotta take on the chin when you're like the 500 people out of the 50,000 people. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't see. I don't know. I just don't see it.
I don't get it. Like, I want to see the logic.
Yes, but Zach, I think you're trying to find something that just quite frankly is not there.
I don't think you're wrong. Um,
So like,
it's just hard. It's just very annoying when like we have decisions made that make no sense.
and then like couple that with like literally zero explanation as to why or how.
Yeah, I just
I don't know.
I don't get it,
Doesn't
honestly.
feel good.
Yeah, it just seems like it's gonna. I think it's gonna hurt also, like your smaller leagues, when you can't hold events, you can't hold challenges or cups. People are just gonna check out for months, and then what if they don't come back? What if they like play? What if they like oh, there's no Pokemon this week, so let me go play Riftbound. Let me go play Digimon, Gundam, Magic, like any of the other millions of card games out there. And what if they go to that game instead? Then you've lost a player for no reason because we needed a vacation from the hobby that we play voluntarily.
Yes, but I'm failing to think of a good reason as to
Like yeah,
why.
like I'm like I would love for someone to give me a reason. Like give me I would honestly, if you think I'm just crazy, tell me why in the comments. Like I want to know why. I would love to know um, why I'm wrong.
I
And
just
like
unfortunately don't think you are, which is sad for everybody involved.
like if you're a pro player, I get it why you are like selfishly wanting this. I get it. Like right if it fits if it works for you more, I understand that. But I'm not thinking about this from like an individualist perspective. I'm thinking about this from what is the best thing for the game. And I just don't see how this makes the game better.
Well, and like you said, like it's really gonna come down to like, is it hurting or helping leagues? And quite frankly, I just don't think it really.
I don't know how it
I
helps.
don't think
I
I
think
don't
the
see how it
average
helps.
league will suffer from this.
Yeah, I just don't see. I don't know, I don't see any net positives coming from this. So,
Yeah, which is really unfortunate. But
I mean,
it is what it is.
not
But
much we can change about it now.
yeah, not much we can change about it. But hopefully leagues find. I think one of the things I've seen from people online that like I'm hopeful for is like this will allow people to run 1Ks and run big cash tournaments and like I would love for that to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm hopeful that happens. I think the majority of league owners will just not have the ability to do that. Like if your league is getting 10 people a week, you know, what's the incentive to throw a 1K for 15 people? Like you're at that point you're charging like $40 a person and still losing money, by the way, or you're just doing your normal local whatever you were gonna do anyway, and it just hurts your league.
Yeah, no one seems to be benefiting from this. So,
Yeah,
and,
which
and the
is
people that do benefit it from it's just such a small, like you said, like it's just a small minority. It's
it's
such a small
5%
minority.
of leagues that will like you know what I mean. Like if you're a league big enough to throw a 1K, you're probably already throwing a 1K. It's called a league cup, but now you can't do that because I don't know why. Because we said so, I guess. I don't know. But
Because you can't have anything nice around here.
we're not allowed to have nice things. But next week, we'll be talking more about post rotation and what we're kind of expecting from the 3K and the first post rotation tournament, I think, anywhere.
It will be, yes.
Yeah, so that'll be very fun. Um, that is all for this week on the PokeStop Podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe. Let us know what you think of all the new changes coming, the new format, and the new things that have come out from Pokemon with the new format, with regionals and all that. But we will see y'all next week on another episode of the PokeStop Podcast. We'll see you later.
Peace.